All right, everybody. Today we have an incredible video. We have a very special return guest, Miss Makita Harvey. She's
Yeah.
awesome. She's been on before with a big health transformation, lost so much weight, and she is fresh off a juice cleanse right now.
Yes.
She just did 36 days. I follow her on Instagram. The vibes were high. It looks so transforming. So I had to bring her on, and now she's also transitioned into 1 week fully raw foods only. And her mother has a viral video and has quite a transformation story herself. So
Yeah.
her mom is sitting in the room. She's going to come out soon as well. So you guys stick around. It's going to be such a good one. And hey, Makita, how are you?
I'm doing so amazing.
Good.
I'm so
Yay.
excited that you invited me back.
Me
Yeah.
too. I had to hear about this juice cleanse. So why did you want to start a juice cleanse? What happened?
So last time I was here, I told you I was just on this detoxification journey. I had the hyperthyroid, and I really feel like changing this to this lifestyle really, really, really helped so much. My labs improved. Everything improved substantially since when I switched over to my water fast. And then during the water fast, I felt like my intuition, God source, was telling me that after this was over, I was to do a juice fast. Well, I was like, oh, God, come on, God. I just got off
You're
a
like,
water
no, I'm
fast,
done.
15 days, and I just was like, I stayed raw and like little by little, I just felt that pulling, like, I said, let's do a juice fast, right? And so finally, I was like, okay, God, April, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go all in because my thoughts were April's gonna come and leave whether you do it or not. That's
Yeah.
how I feel about everything that you really feel like you should do in terms of your health. Like time is going to come whether you do it or not. And I knew I didn't want to get all the way to the end of the month and then be looking like, dang, I should have done my juice fast or I should have done it. Or you have regrets because you know that at the first start of that fresh new month, you want to do something amazing. And then
Hmm.
at the end of the month, you have all these regrets that you didn't do it, you didn't apply yourself, and you're beating
Yeah.
yourself up.
Yeah.
So April 5th came and I was like, let's do it. Monday, I'm starting. And I jumped all in. And I'm no expert at it. I just did what a lot of us do. We go to YouTube University, we learn all about it,
Yeah,
and then we get
exactly.
into it. That's just what it is.
Maybe
I
YouTube University is actually the best university out there, though,
Yes, it
really, if you
is.
think about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, it is. Yes, ma'am, it is. And so I decided to jump all in. I would say at first it was really easy, just because you get to enjoy the juice. I did have challenging moments because, of course, those cravings hit and you're like, oh, I want to eat something. I want to eat something. And I also think that it was the juggle between green juices and fruit juices. So I was sometimes at a battle to which one I felt really made me feel the best. So then I did fruit juices mainly, and then I switched over to adding the green juices in just because I felt like the green juice is going to offer that all the vitamins and the minerals and nutrition, and it was going to be that perfect mix. It's almost like the fruit gives that energy, that high
Yeah.
vibe, that cleanse, whereas the green juices kind of come in and balance with the vitamins and the minerals that your body needs. So it was that perfect match when I did fruit juices to start my day, and then I would put in two green juices and then fruit juice to end. And then that was the perfect mix. And so I would juice for 3 days, 2 to 3 days, and then I'll do a midweek, and then I'll do an end of the week. So it took about 2 weeks just to kind of get that routine down. I'm a routine girl. I do meal prepping. I like things to be in order. So I had to come up with a system that was working for me, in which I didn't feel like I was going to the store every day.
Hmm.
So I found that juicing 3 times a week definitely worked for me. Once I figured out I like that perfect combination of fruit and vegetable, then everything kind of went a lot smoother after that.
Wow. And so what kind of benefit did you notice a difference in how you felt, like
Oh my
versus how you
goodness,
feel
yeah.
normally? Like what were the benefits and like what take us through like how it made you felt versus how you feel normally?
So you remember I told you last interview, I was that person that looked at these videos and was like, they doing too much. I told you last time, I was that person on the sideline that's looking at all these people do what's not considered normal.
Yeah.
was not considered eating normal. When you're eating the watermelon for 30 days, when you're doing the juices for 30 days, I honestly am here to say that I was that person that was like, what are y'all doing? That can't be healthy. That can't be good for you. But once your health comes calling, and you're willing to do what it takes, in my opinion. And so you have to be willing to do what you've never done to get different benefits. So for me, I jumped all in when I did it. And when I would hear your guests being like, it's high vibe, it's great, I can't lie and be like, I was like, let me see for real.
I get it. No, I get it because I just posted a video with Lawrence Richardson. He did 30-day watermelon cleanse. And I got a comment this morning and it was like, is this a comedy skit? Like people just think it's nuts, right? I
Yeah,
get it. I get it. Probably maybe like 15 years ago, I might too if I saw it, but I'm on a cleanse right now too. I'm on day 4 of
I saw
a
that.
watermelon cleanse.
Yes.
I have not felt this good in so long. It
See?
is like so incredible in so many ways. You know,
Yeah,
it's insane. Like just the way the stillness that takes place, the way your mind slows down, like in a good way, like a meditation, like connect to the universe type of way. The energy increase,
yeah,
just the glow in your skin, the sleep is so much better. And your mood, like I feel so good. It's insane. So I
yeah.
needed this. But yeah,
Yes,
carry on.
and
Go ahead.
totally feel the same way. You felt like you are clear, the energy, and like I said, I own my business, but I'm also a physical education teacher. So I'm outside with little 5-year-olds all the way up to 10 and 12-year-olds, and I'm with them playing and outside and still working out. And at the end of the day, I used to be like, whoo, it's a long day. I'm out in the heat in Florida. It's hot, tired, and I'll be working all day and be like, come home and do still working with all this energy.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here like, how am I not like wanting to pass out on the sofa? But you notice the energy that you feel. You completely notice it. And one thing that's crazy, Jillian, that I saw on your channel that I never ever in this world thought I would ever do is a coffee enema.
Oh yeah, those are good. Those are good. I used to do those. Yeah. So you did some on your juice cleanse? I just interviewed Johnny Juicer. That one's coming. You guys stay tuned because he was in a funk and he just had a real life-changing experience. So subscribe for that. And he talks about doing coffee enemas with his juice cleanse, but they are amazing. They can be great for detoxing.
Crazy. Like crazy. And like I said, listen, if my old self 10 years ago would be looking like, girl, what are you doing? I'm telling you, because
Yeah.
that is something you're sitting here like, there's no way I would do that. That the old me would be like, there's no way. And
I love
again,
it.
see, that's why you can't knock something until you've actually tried it.
Hmm.
That is my advice. You cannot sit and offer opinions on things unless you've actually tried it. It's so easy to give opinions on things you don't really know about. So you really have to say
Yes.
versus ew, that's bad. And you should say, maybe I'll consider that. Or that's something I may consider versus giving opinions and negative opinions about it and you've never tried it. And I was definitely that person. So it's a level of growth that you
Hmm.
come into when you're willing to try something different and just to try it. You can try it and say, no, that's not for me versus be negative about it. And so it's all in hindsight with me of the growth that I see in myself that I was so willing to try all these different things and take my life and not know that it was going to take my life to another level. Because I really feel like doing the water fast, doing the juice fast, doing the dry fasting, all those things, and then now eating raw foods took my life to a whole nother level, my health to a whole nother level. Had I been willing to sit on the sidelines, being that person saying, ew, I ain't trying that, ew, I ain't trying that, there's no change that was going to come. I was going to stay the same. So you have to be willing to do what you've never done to get that you would never have.
And what's the
So
biggest change that's come from the old lifestyle versus the juicing, the raw foods? Like, what's the biggest change?
I feel like you feel amazing. You feel the confidence that you've taken control of your health and not sit back here and feel like you're stuck. I see a lot of I'm stuck. I have all this pain. I have all this in my health. And you feel like you're stuck, like you can't do anything about it. You feel empowered to try these things that I'm empowered. I'm in control. My health is not in the control of a doctor. I'm in control of that. So it's just this sense of empowerment that I feel of having these tools, feeling like the universe gave us all these tools that we can use to change our health. And it's just a sense of empowerment. I feel amazing. And like I told you, I used to look at all those people being like, do you really though? Do
I
you
love
really
that.
feel amazing? You know,
Totally. It's so funny. It's funny people
there's,
think that because you can see that people have like big transformations. They totally change their life. Like they cleanse not only their body, their mind, their relationships, their physical world, and then people are still like, I don't know, this is
yeah,
BS. It's
yeah.
funny.
So, and that's where I am. And so you're just like, there's a sense of pride that I have, like, good job, Makita. You were willing to try something different, to get something different. And I feel amazing. My husband, slowly but surely, he's like, okay, I want to be on that train too. And it's not from my family. It wasn't me saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. It was just me saying, this is what I'm doing. Whether you do it or not, this is what I'm doing. And they just watched.
Yeah, and that's what we have to do. It's because it's so easy to just blend into the environment and just want to like do what everybody else does. But we have to take charge and do
Yep,
what's right for us, right? And then many times then the environment changes.
exactly. Now, the back to the coffee enema, I never thought I would do it. Did it. And I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, what in the world? I feel like, baby, I feel like I drink coffee and I don't even drink coffee. That is what
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And because you feel like somebody just came and sucked all the toxins out of your body. That
Yeah,
is
they're
how I felt.
effective. Yeah, I see at the Gerson Institute. That's how I very first heard about those years ago, I think, because they use those there and like certain people use those. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So that was effective on your juice cleanse too.
That was absolutely effective. And I brought the Gerson therapy book just because of I like to read about detox protocols.
Hmm.
And it was so interesting, the different protocols that because I have Dr. Morris's book. I saw that you have one coming up with him. I read
Yeah.
his book, the Gerson therapy, just because I was so interested in the tools that were given to transform our health. You know what I'm saying? Like that is empowerment that we have at our fingertips, that we have control over our health.
Yeah, it's really incredible we have access to all these things right now in this day and age. And I just got reminded the last time you and I filmed a video, I was up in Canada. It was a few months ago, and my mom was still alive. So this was actually when she
Yep.
was still here. So she recently passed away in March. So just even more of a reminder for us to take care of our health,
That's
right? And
right.
to also treasure the relationships we have because she got diagnosed with stage 4, I think it was last August or September. And then we lost her March 6th. So that's
Mhm.
only 6 months, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know, like seeing how my parents declined so quick and seeing their lifestyles, it's just even more of a reminder how important every habit we have is
Yeah.
that we eat well, we eat real foods, a lot of raw foods, that we move and exercise, we surround ourselves with the right people, we get sunlight. Like all these things are just so important, right?
Yeah.
So kudos to you for doing the juice cleanse because it's for the most cases, it's only gonna be a positive and
Oh,
improve
absolutely.
your life. Like overall, has it been super positive, or if you had to rate it positive or negative, what
It
would
was
you say?
absolutely positive. I would definitely, it's something I'll definitely do it again. Definitely, it's something I'll consider doing twice a year. Water fasting, something I'll do once a year for sure. I'm going to incorporate intermittent fasting into my routine. All these tools they're a lifestyle. It's not something I jumped on and got off. It's something I know often that we think that if we do the juice fasting, then you're just going to get off and run off and just go to McDonald's and Wendy's and go binge out. But in my opinion, once you get a taste of what it feels like, you're like, I can't go back. How can I go back?
I
It's
know,
almost like
right?
once you know, it feels like once God, universe, source reveals something to you, and you now have a choice on whether you're going to walk around like you don't know or You're going to go back to what you are comfortable with, or are you going to go with what he showed you? I always feel like we always have that choice every day, but it's almost like once you know the information, how do you go back? That's how I feel. So with my family, when I switched over to eating like this, and my family, we've had Easter celebration just happening. I went through Christmas, Thanksgiving, and my mom can cook. I'll let her bring you on. My mom can cook. And so this is me sitting outside while everybody's like Thanksgiving, everybody's enjoying Thanksgiving food. And I was outside eating my raw foods. Christmas, same thing. So my family was like, she is serious because they know those are my favorite foods. I don't eat them
Yeah.
often. And
Yeah.
we just had our Easter dinner. And again, the whole family was enjoying, and I was sipping on my juice. And I can't lie, y'all, because I might have sat out there like, because it's not easy. I can't say it was wonderful, but it was challenging because there were moments in which those cravings would hit and you're like, God, why am I doing this? But you have to push through the cravings. You have to push through because anything worth having has to come with that action, has to come with that discipline. And that's what I would tell myself. I was like, your health is worth it. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I'll be 48 this year. So I'm an older mom. So I have to take care of myself if I plan to be around for a while with my boys. So they were my why. When I looked at them, you're sipping your juice. They were my why. So you have to keep your why in front of you to help you push through, because you're going to have those cravings that's going to come through and you have to push through. And so that was my why. That is
Wow,
why I pushed through.
incredible. And did you still work out on the juice cleanse and did you lose weight? Because people will want to know that.
The crazy thing is I thought I would lose a dramatic amount of weight. I might have lost 5 pounds.
Well, that's kind of good because you don't need to lose any weight. So that's
Yeah,
reassuring because believe it or not, a lot of people on here too are like, oh, I want to do it, but I don't want to like waste away and lose a lot of weight. So that's cool. That's good.
yeah, and I did a lot of walking. I did not do a whole lot of strength training. But I did try to get my 10K steps a day, if not even more. I did a lot of walking. I might have done just minor light strength training. I didn't want to do too much. I wanted to allow my body to have that detoxification process without putting too much strain on it. But I definitely could if I wanted to, but I just was like, let me just kind of chill out, but make sure that I'm getting the movement in. Like you said, I would go out and sit in the sun every day. I would make sure that I'm moving, and I did several of the coffee enemas. I took the psyllium husk and the bentonite clay. I did do that protocol to aid in the detoxification, to make sure. I want to really make sure that I was pulling out as much of whatever was in me as possible. So I did all the protocols to make sure that I was eliminating every day. I wanted to make sure that I was eliminating because
And how did you know?
I want to take fun.
Yeah, you wanted to, if you're going to do it, you want to do it right and
Yeah.
make it effective. And how did you know it was time to stop at 30 days and how did you break it?
It was interesting because I know in the water fast, I told you that I started the weekend my kids left with their dad because I didn't know how I would feel. And then I wanted to, I did the 15 days on the water fast. So I wanted to end it on a weekend that I didn't have them too. I wanted it to be just a really cool experience. Go sit by the water, have some green juice. And the same with this. I was going to go to the 40 days, but that would put me in the middle of the week. And so the 36, 37 mark put me on a
Oh, yeah.
weekend
36. I forgot. Yeah,
that I
yeah.
didn't have my kids. And when I break a fast, I like it to be a magical feeling. Like I wanted to be a sense of accomplishment, me sitting at accomplishment, me feel good about myself. So I did break it with watermelon. And I just wanted it to be quiet and relaxed, buy some water and just chill and have some watermelon and break it like that.
I love that. And any tips for somebody who wants to stay on track? Like a lot of people want to do this, but they just can't even get through a day. So any advice?
I would say definitely, like the water fast, make sure you prepare in advance. I always say don't just jump into a juice fast. I would say eliminate the processed foods, eliminate the alcohol, eliminate all those fast food. You want to eliminate those things, to me, in my opinion, at least a week or two in advance. Like I think you want to really eliminate all those foods that's not serving you before you embark on a juice fast and take it from there. And then start with just a 2 day, a 3 day fast. Listen to your body. I always tell people maybe just start with the 3 day fast. Start with watermelon juice and some easier juices to juice. But I definitely think the preparation is important to alleviate a lot of the detox symptoms. Like if you go and have Chinese and some pizza, they call it the last meal, and then juice fast, it's not going to be good.
No, it's going to be a really rough few days, then harder to stick to probably. And how do you
Absolutely.
think people can avoid spiraling extremely to the other side after the cleanse? Because some people think like if I do a cleanse like this, oh, I'm gonna go the opposite way and just binge on a bunch of crap after.
Having a plan. I think throughout your juice fast, really, really seek source, seek God, and see, why am I doing? I think that it definitely has to be that spiritual component of a juice fast. Like really seek why am I doing this? What is the plan for me after this is over with? Do I want to continue feeling this good? I think having a plan for me definitely worked. I knew that I wanted to stick to mostly raw foods after this. So I made sure I had those things in my house. I went grocery shopping. I made sure I knew that I had a plan in place for the first week I was after. I knew the juices that I wanted to have. I know the fruit that I wanted to make sure I have for my lunches, my dinner. I had a whole plan in place when I got off. So there was no let me run and go out to eat or something like that. I had a plan in place for that very first week of my refeed to know exactly what I wanted to eat that week. So I would say make sure you have a plan in place for when you get off the juice fast so that you know exactly what you want to do. And I mean, if you want to still incorporate whole foods like animal products and that kind of thing, still
Hmm.
have it in place.
Hmm.
Have that plan in
Yeah.
place afterwards.
Yeah. And I think what juicer did you use? People always ask. I think you use the Nama too, right? Or do
I
you use a
did use
different
the
one?
number two.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The
Best
Nama's
juicer
great.
ever.
Yeah. So they have a huge sale happening right now. You guys can save 85 bucks. It's only on for a
That's
few more
amazing.
days. I'll put my code down below. And then also okay. So the raw foods experience has been good for the last week that
Oh my
you've enjoyed that.
gosh. Oh my gosh, yes. What I've been doing is I've learned the benefits of starting breaking. I'm doing intermittent fasting and breaking your breaking your fast with fruits, just for digestive purposes. It's light on your digestive system when you break your fast with fruits. So I've been taking a big watermelon seasons here. So I have a big bowl of watermelon or melon and stuff like that for my big break my fast, and then I'll have juice, and then I'll have a big salad for dinner. And you got to make it simple, because
Hmm.
if you don't know like the logistics of what it means to be raw, you'll be like, I can't do this. I don't even know what to eat. So I make it super simple, and I meal prep. I meal
Nice.
prep, and you can meal prep your salads. I meal prep a big salad 4 days in advance. I
Wow. Look
meal
at
prep.
you.
Yes, I go buy all my fruits and vegetables and my juices. I cut them up. If you want to do this, you have to plan it. You have to be intentional
Yeah. So what
with
does
your
a
health.
day look like of eating right now? Like what's your menu today?
Right now, I have my husband. We're gonna head to the pool. We have a big tray, and he has pineapple, strawberries, grapes, watermelon. So when I get off the interview, I'm gonna have a big thing of watermelon juice, coconut water, and then I always do like a turmeric pineapple mixture for inflammation. I'm gonna have that, and then I'm gonna have a huge salad, a huge green
Awesome.
salad, and I put mushrooms, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers. I know you're doing sprouting.
Yeah.
I'm into broccoli sprouts so
Sprouts
bad.
are amazing. So Doug Evans, like the biggest person in sprouts. He came here, you guys. We did a bunch of content that's coming soon. So subscribe because he showed us, we did a
Yes.
podcast. He's been raw vegan 26 years.
That's
And
amazing.
he showed me because I was always intimidated and I was like, oh, it scares me to make my own sprouts. Like
Yeah.
he showed us in the kitchen how to make sprouts and also what he eats in a day. So yeah, and I can link his sprouting kits down below. Do you have his? The quality?
I want one. I want one this summer. That's our summer project with my kids.
You have to get one.
I want to get one so my
The
kids can see how it works.
Yeah, the quality of his kits are insane. And yeah,
Ah,
sprouting just has so many nutrients, especially they say broccoli sprouts, I think is right up there
yes.
with like the top, right? And it
Yeah.
takes no time at all.
Yeah, and I read about the benefits of broccoli sprouts. Like it's like the most nutrient dense food.
Hmm.
So I'm dropping that in my salads.
They
So
use
it's
that at Hippocrates big time. Like Brian Clement talks about the broccoli sprouts, and I've heard quite a people quite a few people talk about that and rave
Yes.
about it. So, and it's you guys so easy to do. So let's
Yeah.
start making our own food. And
Yes.
your husband, has he been supportive of this journey? Have
Oh,
the
my
people around
husband
you
is
been cool?
so supportive.
Oh,
He
good.
juices for me on Sundays. He definitely is like really happy to be able to kind of embark on this journey and take his health seriously as well. He's like, I'm 47. I gotta, and the same thing is that he
Hmm.
has a younger daughter as well. And so we both are like, we gotta take care of our health so we can be around for these kids. People
Yeah.
our age have kids in college, and we're walking around here with a 7, 8, and 10-year old.
Yeah.
So it's just the importance of our health. But he is super supportive,
Well,
amazing supportive.
that's a great goal, a great like purpose to keep you driven for your health. Because right now I wish I had my parents, right? 67,
Mm-hmm.
74. It's too young to lose these people. So
Yes,
let's all get healthy so our generations behind us can
yes,
enjoy us and we can enjoy our life. We're
yes,
meant to feel amazing and age well, not like decline and feel like crap. So
absolutely.
you know a lot about health. Before we bring your mom in, what would you say is the biggest thing you've learned about health? If you had one thing you could leave behind and tell the world that you learned that you wish more people knew, what is something?
Oh, it's so much that God gives us tools at our fingertips to be able to just take control of your health. I think a lot of people just feel so stuck, which we're in the age of autoimmune, so many diseases, and realizing that so many of the diseases that we suffer with are environmental and lifestyle choices.
Mm,
That's and people are like, oh my gosh, it's because of the toxicity, and it's because of this, and it's because of that, it's because of the food. And you can look at it like where it's a doom because of, oh, they're trying to kill us in our food, they're doing this. But you look at it as, now that you know that, you're empowered because now you can change it. You're not stuck. You
hmm.
can change your lifestyle, but it's up to you to change it. We
Yeah.
have control over that. And when you look back at the brilliance of the creator, how he gave you all these herbs, the food right before us, that if we would just switch to what was already given to us naturally, you can change your health. The fact that I've read of hundreds of people that have reversed diseases just by eating the foods and the herbs, and you
Hmm.
reverse these health conditions, is mind blowing.
It is.
So it's mind blowing. And the fact that we have access to this knowledge is amazing. So we can choose to look at the doom and gloom of the world and participate in it because we act like we don't know better now. But once you're looking at your channel and you have people showing us that you can change, you can't walk in ignorance any longer,
Mm-mm.
in my
Mm-mm.
opinion. And that's how I feel. Like my family, my followers on Instagram are like, are you ever going to eat meat again? I had one follower say, are you ever going to eat? Because I the
Yeah.
first, she came and I was doing the water fast, she came and I was doing the dry fast, and then when she logged on again, I was doing the juice fast. She was like, are you ever going to eat? I'm like, of course. But this detoxification is a journey. I spent, what, 35 years eating a standard American diet. Do
Hmm.
you know how much toxicity was in my body? The fact that you can do a juice fast and have a bowel movement every day is mind blowing because
Hmm.
you have no solid food going inside of you. But
True.
you're having huge bowel movements, letting you know that, holy cow, look how much stuff I've got just sitting in my system right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So just the fact that you are empowered, you are never stuck. You are always empowered. If you listen to the creator is always trying to speak to us. It's whether or not we decide to listen because he gives us a choice.
That's a fact. That's what I realized on this watermelon cleanse. And how long
Yeah.
do you think you'll stay raw for? Do you know?
I, for now, it's definitely something long term. Like I can see myself if I decide to have cooked foods, having like steamed veggies and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
as far as going back to animal products, as far as going back to dairy and that kind of thing, I can't see myself doing that.
Wow, look at you. What a life change,
Like you
huh?
just can't. Like when
Yeah,
you know what it feels like, you're just like, how?
I
I told
know.
my husband, I was like, they got mushrooms that taste like chicken. I'm good.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. You're doing great. You're just vibing higher and higher every time I see you. And I think we should bring in your mom. What's your mom's name? I can't wait to hear her story.
Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
Hi,
Hi, this is Jillian, mom.
How are you?
fine. How you doing?
I'm great.
Is she in
Great.
there?
Thanks for coming on. We're so excited to have you on to hear your story.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're looking incredible. You're glowing. Let us know what's happened.
Well, she challenged me to do the the raw for 10 days. She said, just try it, Mom. Let me see how you feel.
She had just got off her 7-day water fast. And let me tell you, I'm like a little bossy with my mama. So she had just got off her 7-day water fast. And I said, Mom, you can't just go back and just eat whatever right now. I was like, I want you to just at least challenge yourself after your water fast to finish the month and just try. Just try raw fruits and veggies and see how you feel. And what happened?
Yeah, well, I feel amazing. For one thing, I never incorporated fruit. I mean, I always cook veggies, but fruit and all that other stuff, no. But I've learned that, it's healthy. I had a cough for like forever. I went to specialists and everything, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I said, I'm just done with, all this stuff. Put medicine in my body, and I said, Lord, what is the root thing? I need to get to the root cause of it. And so when I did that, I think the 7th day, I realized that, I'm not coughing.
That's the water fast, right?
Amazing.
And that been a couple of months, and I'm still not coughing. I wasn't sleeping at night. I was up all night, and it was just draining me. And I'm not coughing no more. So that was worth it. And I'm getting rest. I feel energy, I don't have to take nothing for energy. I'm like all day helping, with the boys and doing my housework and cooking for my house and cooking for her house. But I won't go back to just eating any kind of way.
Yeah.
Because I know it's benefits. I love the smoothies with the fruit and everything more so, than the juice. I drink the juice, but I love the smoothie, making it with the fruits and all kind of stuff in there. And watermelon is my favorite. I just eat the whole year round while they're in season.
Yeah.
But I would challenge anybody that your health is so much important than we think, and then that your body can heal itself. That's the law. God said your body can heal itself. But we've been so ignorant and in darkness for so long and being deceived by everything out there, and just making food, the most important thing in our life. Everything is celebrated by food. I got 3 calls yesterday about a family reunion. So I said no. I said, I just don't want to just go back to that. But I'm happy the way I am. I can only, like for myself. And I went to the doctor on the 15th, the 14th, and I hadn't taken my blood pressure medicine, since I started, and my blood pressure was great,
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So take us through a day of what you were eating before, and then you just went right into a juice cleanse from that. Is that what happened?
She did raw. She did
raw.
7 days water fast.
Oh, 7-day water fast.
Cleared up.
I thought you said 7 days juice.
Mom,
yeah.
That cough she had, Jillian, years. Like I would say at least 8 to 10 years. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. And it was a cough that literally it would stop her in her tracks. She would not want to go out because she used to be embarrassed that people would think something was wrong with her when she was coughing. Specialist after specialist could not figure out why she had this cough. They said she had asthma, put her on medication. Nothing would work. She would be up all night. And it was just like my mission, like, we got to figure out, Mom, what's going on. And like she said, the root cause. And so when I did the water fast, she was like, I'm doing it with you. And then she did the 7-day water fast. And then, like she said, the 7th day, she was like, Kita, I'm not coughing. I'm like, are you kidding?
Wow, incredible. So then 7-day water fast, and then you went into raw food. So how long has it been? How long has it been now?
Since I had the cough, it's been going on 2 months now.
2 months eating raw?
Yeah.
Wow,
She's
amazing.
probably like what, 80%?
Yeah,
about 80%.
Exactly.
And what did you eat before all this in a day? Like, take us through a typical day, and what do you think was like Well, what do you think was causing the problems?
The foods I was eating. I
Mhm.
did some research and stuff that, would cause all the mucus and stuff. And certain food they say will cause all this. And I, practically back to stuff that I was eating.
What?
I think they said tomatoes, coffee, and I would drink, like coffee every day. And so I just, like stopped. And then the mucus cleared up and the weaseling that he gave me, I stopped taking the pump because I realized that that medication that he gave me for asthma, it would causing a cough. I threw it all in the garbage can.
You read the label?
Yes, the label. And I threw it all in the garbage can. And I have not all that mucus buildup. You could just hear it at night, rattling. And it cleared all that up. I could sleep without hearing all that in my chest. And so I'm grateful.
And you have such a journey to go. I feel like it's only going to get better and better, you know? What have been maybe some of the other changes or benefits, how you feel now versus before? And people will always ask, they want to know about weight loss too.
Well, I lost 14 pounds so
Wow.
far. And the doctor say, I see you lost weight. That's great. He said, are you still walking? I said, yes. Back then, I used to get up. I used to be like exhausted from the cough. I wasn't getting the rest. And I would sit up, during the daytime, I find myself napping because I was just tired. And it was just all day. And it was just draining me. And now it's good to go through the day without having to walk around with, something that I got to cough and spit. And like you said, I didn't want to go anywhere because of that. But now I can go and not have to worry about having nothing in my car if I start coughing and everything. I feel a whole lot better. I feel, better in my body. And she let me try
the coffee enema.
I love it.
I brought her one for Mother's Day.
That's great. And did you like it? You like the experience?
Yes, I did. I did it. And I said, oh my God. I just I felt like everything out of me was in me was out.
I'm so glad you tried
good.
it.
It felt good. It really did. I didn't realize that, oh my God, all this coming out of me. So I said, I can't wait to do another one.
I love it. They can be effective. And okay, let us know, what are you eating in a day? What have you been eating to fix these problems and feel so good?
Well, every week I go to the store and I make a big old bowl of salad. Everything organic, the lettuce, the cucumbers, the onions, everything. I make a great big old bowl, and I eat a big thing of salad every day. I eat fruit every day. I keep a whole lot of fruit, and I make my smoothies. And doing the thing, I got hooked on coconut water.
She loves coconut water.
Oh, I love it too. Do you pack it fresh? You get fresh ones?
No, she does the I think it's called Harmless Harvest.
Oh, those are good.
She loves those.
Coconut water is amazing. It's so good.
Yes, yes. So I have to have that. And if I want some meat, I try to get, mostly fish and organic chicken. But I'm not eating a whole lot of meat. So I focus on eating, like veggies and healthy stuff. I still have to cook. I still have to cook for my husband because, he's not.
Yeah.
He want to take all this medication, So anyway, I said, okay, you have to come to the point where your health is important. So that's what I do, and I'm happy. And sometimes, I realize that you're not even much as hungry before I started doing this. Have to eat all day. You find yourself back in the kitchen. But when I get up in the morning time, I have my coconut water. And around about 12, I'm finding myself doing a lot of intermittent fasting too, because I'm not hungry. So I make me a big salad, something healthy, and I'm good. He said, what we going to eat today? I said, I don't know what you're going to eat, but I'm done.
I love it. Well, you're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you. This is awesome. What has been the best part of all of this?
Learning my body, learning to listen to my body. That's been the most important thing. and learning how to research things for myself and learning how to eat right, because that's so important. And I don't want to be, I'm going to be 74 on Wednesday, and I refuse to go to life on medication. I'm not on any medication, and I'm thankful. So I rather keep it like that. I look around at my sisters and them, but I'm thankful because I see the benefits in my life. Mm-hmm. And if I can go and live a graceful, healthy age without having to be on medication, then that's the way for me.
Yeah.
So,
and she's
I wouldn't change it. Yeah. I wouldn't change nothing. Yeah. So my sister, she saw her, and she said, it just was a rude awakening for her. Mm-hmm. To see her progress and her diligence in doing it. And I'm proud of her because she, oh my God, I said, you are a champion. She would do that juice fast, I think, for like almost 40 days. And she's a PE teacher. So she's out in the sun all day. I say, wow, I have to, give you all, the praise for what you do, because that's a blessing, that God give you the energy to do that all day long. So she's been an inspiration for me to inspire me to really take charge of my health.
See, and who knows, you've also inspired so many people because even online. So think like just as one person changed, then another, then so many all over, right? It's really amazing. And think of the life you're going to live now in your 80s and 90s because of making these changes now.
Yeah. Yes.
So
it's never too late to change.
No, yeah, and it's just not worth it, the processed food and all the crap. Our body doesn't recognize it. It causes so many problems. It's just not worth it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, well, okay, before we end off, you guys, thank you so much for coming on. You've both been amazing. And Makita, give me your links. I'll put everything down below for you guys. And because I think, Makita, you do some coaching for people too, right?
Yes, absolutely. You'll find me at I am Makita Harvey on Instagram, and I am Makita Harvey here on YouTube as well.
Awesome. I'll put that down below. And any advice for people watching who might not be where you guys are at, might not be on track, but they want to get there?
I would say just start little by little, because when you try to overhaul everything at once, it's very overwhelming. I would say maybe just start incorporating more fruits in your diet, and start incorporating more vegetables in your diet, and incorporate a big green smoothie in your diet once a day and go from there. It's all about adding things instead of looking at it as I have to eliminate. If we look at it as I have to eliminate, it has a negative connotation, and you want to let it go. But when you look at it as, let me just start integrating a big green smoothie into my day. Let me integrate an extra serving of vegetables today. Let me just integrate a salad every day for the next 7 days. Yes. Look at it as adding versus subtracting. And when you look at it as adding things to your diet and start assessing how you feel, and then you just kind of go from there. Then layer something else on, and layer something else on after that. Layer a walk. Layer sunlight into your day. Just start layering those habits into your day, seeing how you feel, and then going from there. That's my advice.
Good advice. Well said. Well, you guys are amazing. Thanks for coming on, and we look forward to updates. We'll have to have you both back in the future, maybe in a year or something. So keep it up. Good job. You guys are just, I love you guys so much. So thank you for coming on. And everybody watching, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it inspired you, added value. Go eat more fruits and vegetables, get juicing, get healthier. If you want a code for the juicer, I'll put that down below. And I'll also put on the screen right now the podcast that Makita and I did a few months ago. That was really good as well. So go check that out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.